You are always safe having these gifts. No one will harm you where we are going. They won't harm you there or once you get back to Earth. Protection has been placed around you, around those you love, and around those listening to this. That protection is always there. Now, we are going to move to the place where people are when they are in between lifetimes. This may be where people go in general when they die and leave Earth. We will look at the deepest truth of in-between lifetimes. This may not be anything that has been read or heard while on Earth. This is the truth of where people go in between lifetimes. This is the deepest truth. You have reached this place.
I was just seeing,
say again?
I was seeing some, it was just like some straight lines, kind of like a train moving, and then just some different shapes. Okay, there it is. Someone's coming to greet me.
Ah. Can you tell yet who that is?
It does feel good. No, I don't recognize. You're actually saying they're an alien, like an ET.
Oh.
I'm asking if my high self is here. I feel like my high self is telling me it is fake. It is a fake place. It's really interesting. The alien it's like it's glitching out, like it's trying to look human, but I can see beyond it.
Ah. Is the alien familiar in some way?
No, it's shaking its head no. I'm asking it to tell me the truth. It's telling me that it has to tell the truth since I've disclosed it, since I've asked it specifically. It's saying that it was trying to masquerade as something familiar. And there's several of them there trying to masquerade as something familiar. There's like several in the background watching. They're learning. They're saying we're learning what to do with humans as they're coming through at this first stage. They're saying we are interested in humans reincarnating. It does help to feed us, is what they're telling me. And my high self, I'm asking my high self, I'm seeing my high self over to my left, and my high self is saying I am getting the truth. I'm seeing the alien kind of to my left, but kind of center to my left, and then to the right, I'm seeing this whole big group of aliens, and I cannot describe them as something I've seen before. They just have these really big eyes and kind of fish-like. I don't know how else to describe it.
Would they consider themselves to be in charge of this place?
They're saying yes. They said they're in charge of some reincarnation. I can't get the word out. The word almost came in. Some reincarnation cycle. They're saying loosh. Gaining energy and putting out the false premise of a learning experience for humans. There's a few of them coming forward, speaking now, like they're saying they're in an audience watching what's happening. And some of them are there learning, and some of them are in the audience watching. So yeah, they're wanting the energy from the humans. What else? Yeah, what else is there to ask them?
Yeah, is there, in this place, are there any choices you can make? Ultimately, are there any choices a person can make if they find themselves here?
Yeah, the one who's greeted me said there is a choice. There are choices, but the humans need to know that there's choices, because now the group of them is chiming in who came forward from what they call an audience. They said that it's easy to give a human false things, to feed a human false information, because the human, they're showing me the human just came out of the body, and they're showing me, like, if it was me, for instance, just disoriented, afraid.
Yeah, I see that too. They're like, they're ripe for the picking, or that type of thing, because they're ripe for the picking. They're sitting ducks.
And they're sitting, in some, like, they're showing me most humans are sitting in some dark energy, like they're feeling guilty. They're some of them at the point of death, they know they're dying, and they're sitting in regrets and guilt and shame, whatever things they haven't done. So some of that energy is being pulled up with the soul, if you want to call it a soul, with their essence.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're just like, I can just hear them screaming, "Help me, somebody help me." They're looking around, disoriented. And then they're attaching on to whatever entities come to help them. And there is like an attachment to the energy. And then they feel this initial feel-good energy that I felt. And so then that group for the audience, like these supervisors, they're calling themselves, they're saying that it's easy to rope someone in, to talk someone into going back down. So,
is there any purpose for reincarnation other than to feed these beings? Are there other reasons for it?
They're saying that for the humans, that the humans don't need to reincarnate, that the whole aspect of it being learning is just a lie. And they're saying that there are other planets that they know of, as far as they're saying they don't have the consciousness that I can ask my high self that's more connected to source, that as far as they know, there's other planets that you can go to learn, but that this has been just a big lie. This has been a big mistake that humans have made coming here. Did that answer your question? There was something else I wanted to say, but it's like coming in so fast.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and
say it. It's hard to get it all out. No, I can't even remember. It's like, they're saying stuff to me so quickly.
Yeah, I understand.
So it's been a lie. It's so they're showing me.
Was it ever anything that like in the beginning, did they really think that they learned that way?
Are you asking if Earth was always this way?
Yeah.
They're showing a diversion. They're showing souls being diverted to this place, thinking that they were going to go to a different Earth.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I'm trying not to bring in any kind of other learning I've done, because I haven't.
Yeah.
I don't know very much about the way it's supposed to be. But let me ask my high self to assist me to look at how is Earth supposed to be. And so my high self is showing me a different Earth, of how Earth is supposed to be. And if I talk fast, the information is coming really fast to me.
Go ahead.
Earth was supposed to be kind of like a fantasy place, a vacation place, a place to create, have fun, enjoy, live in harmony together. And they're showing me that and then my high self is showing me that. And then these extraterrestrial beings, these lower consciousness beings, came in and like they diverted the humans. They're showing me like a twisting of the energy where they diverted a lot of humans to come here and created this false pretense of this is for you to learn. And they created this cycle, and it just became a nice feeding planet for them, that it is a simulation. It is something fake that they created. Because I'm seeing the two earths and seeing the earth the way it should be. And there's no one there. It's like they've siphoned off everyone.
Yeah.
It's like some people did go down into that earth, but then they looked around like no one's here, and they were able to talk the last few humans off. Like, well, this is where everyone is what I'm seeing.
That makes sense. Yeah.
They're showing me. So there's just this barren planet. Maybe that's what some people see as a new earth. There's this planet over here that could have been inhabited that wasn't. So, but people are stuck in this simulation.
Yeah. Well, there's so little education too, like death education. People don't know where they are when they get over there. I have another question. It's kind of, let me just try it.
Yeah.
Do these extraterrestrial beings that are running this, matrix or whatever you want to call it, do they have any awareness that they could be provided for in other ways?
They're saying no, they don't.
They don't. Okay. Because that would help. No one exists without support. They have lost their, if they believe that they have to feed on humans in order to exist, they have lost their own connection. And so I see that is the case then, if they don't know that they could exist without doing this.
They're showing me a vision like they just don't even care. They see the humans as cattle. They see us as just something to feed off of. They just see us as food to feed off the lower, especially the lower energy. They are confirming something that I've thought of. They really don't want us to die, because if we can go down into lower and lower and lower vibration, more and more pain and suffering and fear, it feeds them more and more. And they said that sometimes when we're reborn, if we're reborn into an okay family, that we may be feeling good or feeling okay for years before they really get a good amount of, if you want to call it loosh or wonderful negative energy they feed off of. So they prefer for us to live for a longer time, because the older we get, we could tend to get
the more mired in this stuff we get. We
get more stuck in our own guilt and more stuck into our physical bodies start to break down, and more into okay, what do I really want to accomplish in this life? There's more of a heavy burden that comes upon us the older we get. So we do, and they do encourage us to live a while, and then they also said that they try to move us into families that are more more likely to be awakened. They try to move us into families that are more destructive.
Right, that are more, that makes perfect sense. And I suppose they are successful most of the time in convincing us that that's the thing to do. So another question I have is, do they need our agreement to do this, even if we don't really comprehend what we're agreeing to? Like on the surface, do they at least need us to concur?
Okay, I'm looking and seeing, and just staying connected to my high self here. I'm looking and seeing. Because they're telling me that they generally can talk people into coming back.
Yeah, so that's my awareness too. Yeah.
I'm looking to see if there's times where people are forced. I am seeing times where people are forced.
Okay.
come back. It's almost like they're being tied up and let me see. I'm trying to go into a different, I'm working at going into a different room that's being shown to me. And people that they can't get them to agree to go down. They're using whatever methods they can. Like they're getting to the point where they're trying to make the hell to be real in people's minds, especially in mine, and the people who who already believe in hell, heaven and hell.
Yeah, it wouldn't be hard to do.
And then when they don't succeed in that, I'm seeing them putting some souls or essence, whatever you want to call us, out of the body. They're moving them into like some sort of bondage and like a fake hell. And then going back to them later and saying, oh, this will be easier if you reincarnate, and people giving up that way. And I'm just looking if there's some that don't agree to. It's looking like this is what I'm being shown, is the ones that do not agree to go back. Some of them, they're able to, once they're put in this fake hell, they're able to get them to go back but they're so scarred that they're coming back, and they're either deformed in some way or they're mentally off. There's something mental with them. They haven't recovered from all of the trauma, because this is like this realm where these souls are going back to. There's what you call beyond the void. They're still not high enough. They're not very high up. They're still in kind of a low area. So they're able to take back what they've experienced in this place. So if they've been through a lot of trauma in this in-between place, they can take some of it back to them and have some mental or some physical damage. If that makes sense. I'm looking to see people who just go past, just refuse to go anywhere.
There must be some people who get out of the matrix.
Yeah, I'm looking past them, and I'm asking my high self to assist me, so I'm not getting any of their false information. I'm hearing that I'm connected to the correct information still. So I'm asking high self to show me, is there a way that you can show me? Is there a path where some people get through? If I can see an example. I'm seeing somebody come in. It's a lady. It's pretty young. And she seems like she's had a pretty rebellious life on Earth. And she's here and she's just telling them, no, I'm not going back there. They're trying to tell her she has to go in this room where she needs to rest and be, what are they calling it? It's kind of education, but that's really where they're going to put you down lower and lower into this fake hell if you don't agree.
Yeah.
And she's just saying no. Okay, and then there's a lot of time goes by. My high self is moving it forward, or she's just walking for a long time. She's moving past them and she's looking at them like she's kind of seeing them for what they are, the way I did. And they're bringing in some familiar essence of like relatives that are not really relatives.
Right.
And she's kind of laughing, like she's more aware, even though she's not a very old, she's a young adult. She's more aware than they're expecting. And she's just moving up out of that realm. Let me see what else. I'm seeing her, it's kind of like going through a ceiling. I don't know how to describe it. It's like there's once she gets to the end of what seems like nowhere where she's walking towards, and she's never in a tunnel. I never see a tunnel like people explain. Just moving through the energy away from these entities that are trying to be relatives who passed on. And she's moving through a ceiling area. it's actually like she's getting out, but then there's nothing there. Let me see where she's going. I'm just seeing a little speck of something in front of me. She's feeling more free. And there's just pretty much nothing. There's just kind of a space. There's a hum. I'm hearing this humming sound. And she's feeling more free.
I wonder if you can create things there. Like if you can create what you want more or less in a space like that.
Yeah, let's see. I'll ask her and I'll ask my high self. But she's looking back, and as she's looking back down, like the ceiling now is transparent, where she can see into this soul reincarnation place, and she's seeing it for what it really is, and she's knowing that she was right, that it was a fake place. And, my high self is saying that she's almost out of the simulation. There's still like some more steps to take to be out of it, but she's feeling free now. She's just able to float and choose, make some choices now. There's some choices of where to go. She can go to a place and reincarnate in a place that's not a soul recycling, energy stealing place. But this particular person is feeling like she's a little afraid of that, a little afraid of reincarnating at this time.
Yeah.
My high self said she's been stuck in it for like 1,000 times or more, like a lot of lifetimes being stuck. So I'm seeing her going up, and this is what you would call as past the void.
Yeah.
She's going up past an area where she's going to more of what some people would call a heavenly realm. And she's feeling completely free now. I don't know if there's anything else that's going to come to me regarding that.
Well, that's pretty good information. Do you want to go to the end of this life, your life here?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so now let's go to the end of this life on earth that you are experiencing now. Let's look at what will happen to you when you leave this physical body. Has anything changed?
All right, just give me a moment. I'm trying to disconnect from that experience. Feels like I'm going to a little bit of a different place, but I'm still not trusting. I immediately had somebody coming to me. They're trying to tell me they're truly here to assist me, but I'm still not completely trusting.
And what does your higher self say?
I'm looking for my high self. My high self says it's okay, that I can trust this group. They say that they are truly my soul family. It's there to assist me. And they're saying thank you for coming down to earth to try and help break this apart. Try to help bring healing to the planet and help break apart the simulation that's here. It feels good being there. No one's telling me to come and reincarnate, which is good. It's just feeling a little more trusting.
Do you have a life review?
No, there's no life review. There's just a thank you. Thank you for coming down here. There's no one telling me I did anything wrong. I'm like seeing all this stuff that they're telling me that some of this stuff is just really false. That a life review is, they're saying the life review is part of this false reincarnation premise. And they're saying that like what they want to do is just congratulate me and thank me and ask me what do I want to do next and take me and show me some bring my memories back and show me some records of what I've done in the past and ask me what I want to do next and just reconfirm that I have freedom and assist me with some healing after being really bound on this planet, having just being blocked from memories, blocked from why myself and a lot of us wanted to come here, which was to help and to help break down the simulation. But
Yeah.
They said that even them and even those who were wanting to help who were in the higher realms who were wanting to help were having a hard time getting down here, getting the energy down here to help because the negative entities, there were several different kinds of negative entities that were blocking and controlling this fake earth. They're just calling it the fake earth.
Yeah. And the connected, soul matrix or whatever you might want to call that associated with it.
Yeah. So it feels okay. I'm still feeling a little untrusting. They're showing me what I'd seen before, where I have all of these like marks on my body. It's like marks, like medals on my body of things I've accomplished on this planet and other planets. It's like a kind of a badge of honor, like thanks for coming down here. Here's another mark. It's kind of like a positive mark on your soul. Not really on your body, like a positive mark on your soul. Like, thanks for coming here, trying to assist. And they're saying that there's no failure in coming here, and they're laughing about the whole life review fake thing to get people to reincarnate. They're saying that just simply coming here to Earth to try to assist, to try to get through the energies is good enough. That the negative energies are so strong that it makes it hard to accomplish anything at all. So they're saying that even just touching one person in a positive way, or even just trying to do something positive here has assisted the planet. Even just incarnating, trying to bring in a good energy has been a high enough accomplishment, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's really nice to know. All right. Is there anything else we need to discuss with them before we come out?
Let me look around for a moment and see. I'm just asking my high self. My high self is saying yes, this is correct information, is saying yes, that it is on the highest level. My high self is showing me a road if I want to go and be with source, and asking me if I want to incarnate in another place, asking me if I want to be in a place. It's actually a place I've seen before, just in a vision. If I want to be in a place where I can go in and out of body at will, where I can go in a body and just kind of experience some physical things and then go out of the body when I want to just be in a higher free level. My high self is asking me if I want to go be part of a high self committee, and just asking me what I would like to do, and asking me if I want to go kind of be like on a warrior type planet assisting, and I'm saying no, and my high self is in agreement that I seem to be very far, very, very, very far done with any kind of fighting and fighting of negative energies. So it does feel like I'm out of this reincarnation energy. I'm seeing this reincarnation soul trap place kind of to the left side of me, and this place that where I'm completely out of it after this lifetime is to the right of me, and it feels very different. It feels very free. It feels like they're appreciating me coming down here, and they're giving me all these choices. There's There's no hell. There's no life review. There's no education, putting me in an education room. There's no encouraging me to reincarnate. There's none of that. I started by seeing like a dark tunnel. These dark walls. It looked almost cartoonish. It looked almost fake. Kind of round, kind of like a cave. I'm seeing this entity coming up to me again, like last time, rushing up to me. But it's like it's trying to come inside of me, trying to pull me, trying to attach to me. Almost like an entity on Earth would do when we're, getting these attachments and getting all these interferences. But I like see it trying to come inside of my body. I don't know if I have a body there. I kind of feel like I have a body there, maybe like etheric or something I'm hearing.
Yeah. So how do you interact with this being?
The being is, it's saying like mind wipe, like memory wipe. It's trying to take control of my mind. It's telling me reincarnation would be good.
Already?
Here's the life review. It's pointing like there's actually a book in front of me.
Wow.
But it's a 3D book. Like, I don't know if that's the right description. It's like things are coming up out of the book. It's like a movie playing. Like, look at what you've done. You could go back and try again. And then it's saying, we'll guarantee you'll be in a more loving family. I'm just saying.
What if you should choose? What if you should choose to like take a rest or?
Yeah, I'm saying I don't know. I'm saying it was hard. It was hard down there. It's like saying, yeah, you can wait here for a while. I'm seeing like it's almost like I'm in the spiritual, like I'm just a spirit floating now. Feels like a lot of time has gone by, like there's still time there. Like I feel like I've been there for hundreds of years, like a long time. And it feels somewhat pleasant. There's just like this state of nothing. I'm seeing all these colors kind of flowing by. I'm feeling more.
Are you alone?
I'm feeling alone. I'm just feeling rested, just a state of nothingness, but a state of feeling okay. Like I don't feel extremely wonderful and I don't feel bad. I just feel kind of okay.
Yeah.
But there is something heavy on me, like a kind of a desire. Like there is what Christians would call sins. There is like some mistakes I feel like I've made on earth, kind of still, it's starting to pull at me. Like I was in a completely kind of a neutral state, feeling okay. Now I'm feeling that pull, like maybe I should go back down and try again and make up for mistakes I made, things that could have been done differently, people I've hurt. And I'm having this entities there again saying everything will be okay. I'm looking to see, like in general, like you were saying, in general, if a person comes and they're religious or they're just generally asleep to a reincarnation trap, I'm seeing like some relatives come to that person. There's like a mother and a father or grandparents coming. There's just like a group of relatives that passed on. And
do they make plans with the person? Do they in groups?
Yeah, they're saying, and I'm seeing actually behind them is this entity is like inside them, like they're puppets, like just being moving them, like animating them, and they're not even real. They're like a hologram or something. They're saying if you go back down to earth, we'll go down there with you and we'll be with you again, like a soul family or a family again. We'll be there to help you. Things will be easier. Things will be better for you. You'll get to experience some more love, and you'll get to make up for anything that you feel like you've done wrong. And I'm seeing that book again. I'm feeling that burden of like, I need to go down again and make these things right. And I'm just feeling like diving down there.
Do you have any desire to review anything? I mean, not so much not this past life that you just had, but maybe lives before that, to see whether they ever improve.
Okay, I'm looking back through the book. It looks like the same old stuff, just like a bunch of trauma.
So maybe the promises aren't kept.
Yeah, it's a lot of darkness, a lot of lifetimes of darkness. Fake promises. It's controlled by something else. I'm seeing that it's controlled by these entities that are wanting to feed off humans. Loosh. I'm seeing that word loosh. That family's still there, trying to encourage to get back down. I can move. I'm going to ask to move to that place of like, what if I don't go back down?
Okay, so let's move right now, to the place where you would go next if you chose not to cooperate and go back down to earth. You have said no. You have chosen not to do it. Where do you go?
There's a classroom. Seems like there's stages. Like when I first went in, they tried to encourage me, tried to look somewhat at the life review. Then I went to a place to rest. Then I went back to like more life review and relatives coming in. And then now I'm going to a classroom. It's just this long process. There's several of us there. Some of them are old and some young. There's just like of when they left Earth.
Do you know how a specific class is chosen for a person?
What do you mean a class?
I mean, the class you're in why are you in that particular class with those particular people? Is there, how is that process done? How is the deciding who should go where?
They're saying that we've made similar mistakes, like we've hurt people in the family or friends.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe said or done hurtful things, didn't meet certain accomplishments we wanted to meet. I'm seeing now just like hundreds or thousands of other classrooms that people could go into based on, they're trying to group us based on
Okay.
what we've done or haven't done. So they're putting us in a group, and it's like magnifying that energy where we're feeling worse and worse, wanting to correct what they're telling us that we've done wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing the energy growing. It's like a bluish purple energy, like it's pulsing and growing. And we're just feeling worse and worse. Some people are crying, just wailing, just uncontrollable, saying they're so sorry. Some of them are resisting and just looking around. I'm watching, like I'm more detached from it, like watching what's going on here.
Are you one of those people?
I'm just more detached, just
Yeah.
kind of watching. Like I'm feeling the energy, I'm feeling it getting bigger, or I'm feeling worse, but I'm feeling kind of shocked by the whole situation, of how some people are really blowing up and just becoming extremely upset. Some of them are being taken out now. They're saying, yes, we'll reincarnate. There's, I can see how they looked on Earth, like these, whether they're women or men.
Do they get to plan their lives?
I'm seeing a woman leaving, and she was really upset, saying this is how she died. I'm seeing how she died in a car accident. She had 3 children with her, and she was just so upset, saying, I just don't even want to be here anymore. I don't want to live. But she didn't commit suicide. She was just upset when she got in a car accident. So she blames herself for her and her kids dying. And so they're taking her to plan her life and taking the kids to plan their life, and they're wanting to be in a family together again. But it looks like they're getting bamboozled or hoodwinked. They're being lied to. She's being told that, I'm seeing her in this, like there's this light around her. They're telling her, you're going to go down there, things are going to be easier, you're going to have more money, a kinder husband, you'll get to have the same children again, like the same spirit or soul of the same children. And she's being shoved into, it all feels wonderful for her. And then she's being shoved in like this hole, along with the kids. The kids are in agreement too. And then they're being separated. They're going to separate families. And I'm actually seeing all of them going down, living in poverty. It's very dark. They're separated. They're feeling disconnected. I'm just hearing signed your life away. They're just being sent to like even a worse place than where they were before. If I'm looking at both lifetimes, it's even worse. I'm not being shown why that happened. Like at the end, we could connect with my own high self and see maybe some more information, but I'm not being shown right now. Like how did she end up having something even worse? They're writing her down as a suicide, even though she didn't commit suicide.
She didn't, yeah.
They're saying, well, here's how we're justifying sending her to something even worse to experience and try to come out of. But she didn't commit suicide. She was just upset when she was driving and she wasn't paying attention, and it wasn't
yeah. I think it may have something to do with that, like the intensity of her emotion, because you said she was really upset in the classroom and she was really freaking out, kind of. Maybe the intensity of a person's reaction gives them more power over that person.
Yeah. I'm seeing that one of the entities, or there's like a few entities there now, they're shaking their heads yes. They're saying she agreed that it was her fault. So she agreed to call it something similar to suicide. She agreed it was her fault.
Okay.
So since she gave that agreement, even though they promised her something better, they were able to send her off into something that they're calling it as a better learning experience, a higher learning experience.
All right. Are promises such as that ever kept anywhere in that area?
They're saying no, not in their area where they are.
Okay.
I'm thinking there's got to be something better, but they're pointing to if we're wanting to see that hell, like to get back to the classroom. So I'm moving back to the classroom.
Okay.
And okay, now they're pulling some people like myself, because I'm in this situation of this general person where the general asleep person would go, maybe religious person. Like there's 5 or 7 of us. I can't see it all clearly. We're resisting, like we're not really feeling sorry enough.
Mm-hmm.
So they're pushing us to that. They're taking us out and they're pushing us to give us a taste and experience of hell. Like, okay, go. You've done enough bad things. You've done enough sinful things that you're going to have to go to hell if you're not agreeing to go back and try again.
Okay.
I'm just looking, trying to get to this place. I'm saying no.
Yeah.
We're saying no, and there's like pushing 2. There is 7 of us. They're pushing 2 of them down there. I'm just looking at what they're doing. They're falling. They're burning, but they're not. It's not a fire like people would think. It's like they're having to relive these stories over and over of things they've done wrong.
Yeah, that would be hell, all right.
But they're amplified. It's like it's amplified. It's like it's all coming in at once.
Do any of you have any volition? In other words, can you move independently? Can you just clear the area if you wanted to?
Can you clear the area, like heal the area?
Yeah, no, I meant could you get out of there if you had enough awareness? Do you know if you could just say, I'm not doing this and go somewhere else? Would that be an option?
I'm trying to turn around. There's 5 of us left. 2 are down there like having these experiences. They're not just viewing them, but they're experiencing them over and over and like at fast speeds. And there's 5 of us. It's like uncomfortable. There's 5 of us who are having this anxiety buildup of, I can feel it in the group.
Yeah.
This anxiety of what are they going to do to us? And okay, I'm seeing 2 being tortured, like they're actually feeling this pain. And then there's 3 of us left, and we're trying to pull away, and we can't pull away. So I'm pulling away, but it's hard. It's like I can't get away. I'm trying to pull away, and I can't. Okay, and what I'm hearing is once I agreed to go in that classroom and be a part of that group, I'm connected with what they're
I
do.
see.
Like I can't pull away myself. I'm part of that group. And there's 3 of us left, and we're like stuck together. We're trying to pull away from each other. We're trying to pull out of that area. We're tied together. Our energy is all mixed in together. It feels creepy. It feels gross. It feels like negative. Some sort of dark energy is coming in and just hitting us with it. And just, I feel like crying. I feel like screaming. It's scary. It's dark. It's just really a strange place. They're trying to bury us alive. Trying to catch my breath. No, I can't get out of it. I'm trying to pull out of it.
Would it be, is there an option to call for help if you find yourself in a situation like that?
I'm calling for help from, okay, I'm looking. God? Is there God? Is there another part?
Is there any benevolent energy that has?
No, it's like I'm too buried down in this dark.
Okay, yeah.
Can't get out of it. Okay, I'm seeing a little light now coming in. I'm seeing a little light come in. It's really difficult. It's the 2 others that are attached to me. It's like we're so attached together, our energies mixed together. They're trying to hold me there. It's like we're holding let go of me. It's like we're trying to hold on to something. Like holding on to them is holding on to something good, something connected to what we were on Earth, something human. Something real and alive, and I'm like, I've got to get away from them because we keep going. We keep losing more and more of ourselves. Maybe losing more and more of some sort of truth, some sort of self, something we know that's better as I'm connected to them. So I'm seeing this light. I'm just moving towards it. It's getting bigger. It's opening up so I can go towards it. Telling them, I'm sorry, I've got to go. Just, I'm feeling a little more relief within myself. It was just so heavy. It was such a heaviness holding me.
Do either of them want to go with you, or are they too afraid?
And they want to go, but they're stuck there.
Okay.
You can't get out of it. And then I went to when the recording cut off, I was still floating. I went to like this blue energy for a long time where I'm just there in like kind of the state of nothingness. Still feeling some like burden and some heaviness and some dark energy, just some darkness all around me. better. It's better than that energy that was like feeling like a hell energy. And I'm being pulled out of that blue energy, and I'm in a place where there's this group of like beings or entities around me. They're telling me that they're soul family. They're telling me they're there to help. They do feel better. They're actually like washing me, like wiping me down. They say they're helping me to release that energy, helping me to release that darkness. And it feels better. I'm still not trusting of them. They look kind of Egyptian. I don't know how else to describe them. It's just some look I'm getting. They look like people, but there's some things. Like they have this really black hair. Looks perfect. They say they're ancient, like ancient gods. They say there's like levels of different gods and levels to go up to get to the highest place. You're asking if I want to stay there with them. You're saying that I can go into a body there and be happier, but I'm just not completely trusting. I'm feeling better. Like something they've done to me. They're calling like the washing, like the cleansing of the place where I was. And they're saying that they've like helped to cleanse me from lifetimes of feeling those like burdens. And you're saying what was told to me was false. Like when they said that I'd sinned, I'd done things wrong. They're saying that's false teaching. They're saying that no one has to reincarnate. They're saying something interesting. I can hear my dog snoring.
No, I can't hear.
They're saying something interesting that you don't have
I can
to.
now.
That when you reincarnate, you don't have to reincarnate in a linear fashion. That people can actually choose to reincarnate in different points of history, different points of time.
Oh, how interesting.
And different planets. You don't have to choose to go forward in what you consider as linear time. And you're saying is so many timelines, you're not going to affect different historical events. There's so many different timelines. There's so many different possibilities. I'm telling them I'm too afraid to reincarnate at this time. They're assisting me to move up and out of where they are. They're saying I have the freedom to choose. So it's looking like I'm free, and I'm just moving up. And as I'm moving up, it's almost like a geometric shape. It's almost like I'm stepping on these rectangles or these squares and going up. It's really pretty. I'm seeing these purple and blue colors, and a lot of blue colors, a lot of green, orange. I'm moving up to a place that looks like a forest, but it looks kind of mystical, fantasy or something. It feels really good up here. I'm finally feeling good. I'm finally feeling really, really good. Feeling more free. Feeling more floaty. I'm feeling like kind of dancing around, happy.
Yeah, I'm here too. We can talk about that in the next video.
Yeah, it feels more free. I'm feeling like this is my true place to rest and decide what I want to do. I'm hearing the word home, but I'm really having a hard time trusting now. So they're coming to me. They're these little happy little beings are coming to me saying, don't worry, just rest. Just stay here as long as you want. And it just feels wonderful. There's some water. Gosh, it feels good. I feel like crying. It feels so good. Gosh, it feels wonderful. Just like there's a waterfall. Oh, I'm deciding to go swimming. I'm just getting in the water. It feels wonderful. It's very healing. Yeah, so I feel like I'm going to stay here for a while.
Yes.
So we had talked about before coming on connecting to my high self.
Yes, I was just going to ask you if you wanted to do that now. So let's connect with your high self and have a conversation about this experience.
Gosh, it feels so good. I'm just like crying. It feels so good. Okay. Yeah, my high self is here, and my high self is here of like that person that came through. That person that came through is thanking us, is saying that like the person that came through is saying it was the man, and he's thanking us. He was saying he was trapped in that place and that we helped him to move.
Oh, nice.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's really wild. I'm seeing his high self is saying he would have been trapped there. His high self was saying the high self couldn't get to him. Like there's these barriers.
Yeah.
So his high self is there talking to me and to my high self saying, showing these layers. There's these dark layers with this energy in between each layer. It's kind of like a maze. It's kind of like a maze. And it's very dark. And it's hard for me to explain it. Like I could draw it out. It's like a maze. Like there's this way to get through, but it's very hard to get through. And his high self was saying he couldn't get through.
Yeah, and you have to move back and forth and around to get like to find the place where you can get through, and then you have to move again after you get through to that one.
Yeah, and the high self is saying that this man was just so disconnected from the high self, was just pushing away any kind of spirituality, was really down in the dark energy of things he had done wrong. And now I'm seeing him just running around this place free, feeling like it was just
Which person is this? Which guy is this?
It's a man I'm seeing.
Did we see him before?
He was the one that I was following through this whole process.
Oh,
today.
Okay.
Yeah, he was saying, thank you for helping me get out. He's the one that I was following when we said we wanted to just connect with a general person. He was just the one we
okay. Right. Oh, he was that person. I understand now. Yeah. Okay.
He's the one that we were connected to when I was saying, well, I'm here. I was connected to like a general person, like I was kind of piggybacking him.
Oh, so he had that whole experience of trying to get away and not being able to, and calling for the light and all that cool stuff. Yeah, that's nice.
We were like channeling his information and leading him and helping him to break through to the light. I'm just seeing where his high self said he would have been just trapped there for a while, encouraging him to reincarnate.
I have gotten the information that a lot of people, when they get to that stage where they're being buried alive, they finally say okay to reincarnation because it's better than that. They have their ways to coerce people, or very strongly influence them too.
Yeah, his high self said he would have just given up and reincarnated, and it looks like, just looking down on it, like we can see down on it now. It like he would have reincarnated with those three beings he was attached to.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It looks like he died with them. There was some sort of a accident. Something happened. So some sort of a bomb or some sort of an accident, something unusual. So they connected together. But he's free now. He's feeling really happy. He's been in this reincarnation process for a long time.
Yeah, I can feel the joy.
Yeah. So him and his high self are wanting to go forward and discuss some things together and just like heal some issues, heal some things, just release and feel worthy of moving forward. He's going to feel completely worthy of moving forward. He's feeling really good in this place. So my high self is there if we want to ask some questions. It was just a really heavy experience. It was really, really crazy experience for me.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
It was very heavy. I felt like I was there. Like I was there.
Let's see.
My high self is telling me I don't have to worry. I don't have to go there after I die.
Right. Because I'd like to ask if this is based on the awareness level of the person who passes. In other words, if they are not aware of themselves or what's happening to them, or if they just kind of wake up in the middle of it, are they more likely to have an experience such as that you described?
Okay, so my high self is telling me it is based on the awareness level.
Okay.
My high self is taking me somewhere else and just moving up to a higher level where my high self is, moving away from this.
Yeah.
This man and this other high self are moving up. It's like I'm seeing this energy flowing towards me. It's helping me feel better. It's helping me let go of, detach from this guy and his high self and that experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to have your own energy and he have his, I understand.
Yeah, so my high self is working more, speaking through me now. It's just feeling better. Okay, so the high self is saying, yes, it is based on our awareness level. There is the ability for some of the people coming through to find that light, but these entities can be strong, and we don't want to deter you to be worrying when you die, because worrying when you die can potentially make it worse. We want you to know that if you're watching these kind of videos, you're reading these kind of books, you're aware that there could be a reincarnation trap, that is a huge step just to walk into it, just with that one thing of, I'm aware there could be a reincarnation trap. I'm aware that there can be choices here, that's just a huge step to help you to.
Right. And it appears that the sooner you take charge of yourself, the less you have to experience.
Right.
Because that guy was, really pretty mired in it by the time he tried to get out, and he had trouble.
Yeah, exactly. So it is better, because you tend to go down more and more and get more and more trapped, more and more tied in. And we did show her that how she was attached to this man, and he got more and more, he got wrapped up, like he was tied up in the energy, was the vision that we had showed to her that she didn't mention. Like he was getting more tied up, more wrapped up, more into a prison, more into a hell, going deeper and deeper down. And it is harder to escape then. It can be harder. We don't want to give you a negative energy, because we don't want to give you get you wrapped up into this energy of worry when you die, of like, oh, right. What if I do? It's
just to be aware of what is there, and the fact that you can choose. You don't have to go that route.
Right. So, like, yes, exactly. And so what we're saying, if you're watching these types of videos, if you're reading these types of books, there's not one way. If you're aware, you're coming into it aware, you can more go into the energy, like the lady we showed in the last video, where she was just almost laughing at them as if like, no, I know there's something else. I know I can go beyond this. So you're staying in that neutral energy of where they are, and you're not going down, you're going up. You're going up towards your freedom. Does that answer your question?
Yes, yes, thank you.
We're
Is there
wanting
any?
we're wanting the humans to know, and unfortunately, within this reincarnation process, this reincarnation trap, we're wanting the humans to know that now is the time to wake up on your planet and be free from it. Now is the time to, once you're leaving these physical bodies, now is the time to say, okay, I'm done with this reincarnation trap. I'm done with this simulation. I'm done with the matrix. I can move beyond this, and I deserve to move beyond this. Any kind of thing where there's we're not bashing any religions, any kind of teachings of their sins, and you have to pay for your sins, and you have to ask forgiveness, and you've done wrong things, and you're a terrible person, and any of these kind of energies that have been taught to you are false, and it's been a difficult world down here for people, and sometimes maybe you've done some wrong things for whatever reasons. That's what you learn from your parents. That's what you learn from society. That's energies you picked up, or maybe you've done some things just to survive down on this planet. And once you move up to this area where you're out of your body, everything is forgiven. There's nothing to forgive. So it's a ridiculous place down on this earth matrix that's just gone wrong. And there's so many negative energies down here. We just want you, once you pass out of your physical body, just separate from it. Just let it go. Is just like we were showing her where the body or the soul, the spirit was being washed off. Just wipe it off to you like you're a child who fell down in the dirt. Just wipe it off.
Yeah.
Done.
I love that.
So it's just time to release it and chalk it up to another experience. You don't have to go down here and learn anymore. There's nothing else to learn in such a terrible place.
Or correct anything.
There's nothing to correct. You can go learn in an easier way. Sure, there's learning to be done, but you don't have to go down into the hell of earth to learn.
Yes, this is very encouraging. Thank you.
Is there anything else any other questions that you have about the experience of the in-between world?
I probably will a long time later when I think about this for a while, but right now there's not.
Yeah, we'd like to encourage you to come back with any questions. You can come back to this space of connecting to this highest part of Angie. We're connected. We're looking down on the in-between life experience and those entities that are really busy trying to keep the veil there, because a lot of humans feel like, okay, once I leave Earth, everything's going to be exposed to me, and I'm either going to have God, or I'm going to have my relatives. I'm going to have something good to meet me when I'm finished with this earth. But then there's this there's this facade, this level in between for a lot of the humans, unfortunately. But we're glad to see that many of you are waking up. Many of you are trying to get information out there to people, and we ask for humans to use their discernment. That some people will put out some correct information, some of it's mixed with wrong information, but there are a lot of you who are trying to help and get the right information out to people to use their discernment and stay positive and work to try to uncover as much truth as you can while you're on the planet.